My name is Shailesh Kantak and I am the founder and CEO of Flexi Ventures Private Limited. Flexi Ventures Private Limited is a HR consulting company and we are focused on working with MSME clients. What we do is basically right from complete outsourcing, end-to-end outsourcing of HR function for companies probably with a size of about, let's say, 20-30 employees to even up to about 200-250 employees. We manage end-to-end HR for them. We also have a service which is a fractional CHRO service, and the idea is basically to make available to MSME clients the senior expertise in the field of HR. Because one of the challenges that most MSME owners face is either they can't afford a full-time senior HR person or they don't have a full-time role. So given that challenge, what we have tried to do is to create a kind of a value offering where very senior HR resources are available to these clients at a very fractional cost. So that is another service. We also do project-based HR consulting, where we take up projects such as framing of policies or creating of the PMS or the organizational design or doing HR audits for various companies. So these are the project-based consulting services that we also provide. Apart from that, I am personally a leadership coach and I work in the area of helping MSME business owners build effective and strong teams so that their business can run without active participation of the business owner on a day-to-day basis. And then therefore the business owner can then kind of focus on strategy, on growth, rather than firefighting on a day-to-day basis, doing operational role and thereby stalling the growth of the business. So one of the biggest challenges that MSME owners face is that they are very focused, and I understand why that happens, but they are very focused on day-to-day operation. And by doing that, they barely find any time for strategic growth initiatives. And one of the biggest reasons for this is that they have probably been unable, for various reasons, and I'll come to those reasons, but for various reasons, been unable to build a strong, effective team that is able to take ownership and take up leadership positions. So through my experience of having worked with more than 300 SME clients, I have realized one thing, that the emphasis for most of the MSME business owners is about revenue and how to drive revenue, and it's almost a catch-22 situation for them. They need to focus on survival, and when they are focusing on survival, the entire emphasis therefore is on doing sales, doing marketing, and therefore people management and people systems is where we step in. And fortunately, I've had the experience of working with various kinds of teams, right from small teams to large teams through my corporate career. I started at about 23 years in the corporate industry. I have really understood the importance of people and people system in the business. That is where I believe that the MSME business owners need a lot of help, and we've created various solutions where we are then able to really work with them closely and help them implement these systems in their organization. The biggest challenge I believe that MSME owners face is how to recruit the right kind of people, how to attract talent, because talent is typically not drawn or attracted to smaller organization or new setup. So how do you create that brand or that employer brand? Good talent is really willing to work. The next part is, once you have onboarded these people, how do you kind of get them to take the right kind of ownership and accountability? And that's been one of the biggest pain areas. Whenever I have spoken to business owners, they've talked to me about, yes, I have a great team, but unfortunately, I need to be there all the time. I need to be taking all the decisions because my team is not willing to take the right kind of ownership or accountability. Now, why does this happen? This happens primarily because the style of leadership itself and the systems that exist in the organization prevent people from taking that ownership, prevent people from taking initiative. Are we making the environment, are we creating a culture within the organization where people feel they are emotionally and passionately connected to the organization. Now that is where a big challenge lies, because obviously, as I said earlier, the business owner is focusing on sales and marketing. He barely has any time to really figure out what kind of culture does he want to have in his organization, what kind of values drive the organization forward, what is the big picture in his mind, what is the vision that he is moving towards, and is his team aligned to that kind of a vision? Do the people in the organization see that big picture that he is seeing? Now all these might sound, and I'll give you an example. I was talking to a friend of mine who is a business owner, and he tells me, I'm too small to really worry and bother about values and culture. So the point is, values and culture exist in every organization. Now what a business owner needs to understand is, does he want to have those values and that culture by design or by default? Therefore, it finally, I think, people systems and people management boils down to the mindset of the business owner. Is the business owner willing to invest into his people? And when I talk about invest, I don't mean invest money. It's about investing time and ensuring that he's giving the people systems the top priority in his mind.